This is Italian football lover channel, my friends. Today I want to make predictions. Match day 4 games of Serie A. You can subscribe to my channel, watch my videos, and please click on the like button. Thank you so much. Let's start from the Lecce Cagliari game. Lecce got a very poor start to season. They stayed draw against Genoa 0-0 in away game. They lost against 2-0. Milan at home. They are in so bad situation as of lately, my dear friends. And this Cagliari team 1 versus 2-0 Parma at home. They remained draw against 1-1. Fiorentina in first match at home, but Cagliari lost against Napoli 1-0 in away game. Cagliari is seeming a little bit better than Lecce, my dear friends. But Lecce is going to be so ambitious at home to take points from this game. Because of that, last season Lecce won versus Cagliari 1-0 at home. By the way, in my opinion, this game will end up in draw. Draw is going to be my prediction. Lecce 1, Cagliari 1. And second game, Bologna-Genoa. Bologna is going to be at home. Bologna is playing better at home. They have 3 points. They won versus 1-0 Como at home, but Bologna lost against Milan and Roma 1-0 in away games. Last season, Genoa won versus Bologna 3-1 in away game, but Genoa got a bad start to season. They stayed draw against Lecce 0-0 at home, my dear friends. They are in bad situation. They lost against 1-0 Juventus at home. They couldn't score even a goal. Bologna will make the advantage of playing at home, in my opinion. But this is going to be so challenging game. Maybe draw is possible, but just by 1 goal margin, I want to take a chance to Bologna for victory. Bologna 1, Genoa 0 is my prediction for this game. Another match, Verona-Juventus. Verona is going to be at home. Last season, Juventus won versus Verona 3-0. Juventus got a very good start to season. They won all the games. They won against 4-3 Inter in last match at home. They won against 2-0 Parma at home. Juventus won versus 1-0 Genoa in away game. Verona stayed draw against 1-1 Udinese in away game, but they lost against 4-0 Lazio in away game. This Verona team, my dear friends. But Juventus is stronger and better team than Verona. Nevertheless, I want to take a chance to Juventus for victory. Verona 0, Juventus 1 is my prediction for this game. Udinese Milan. Udinese is going to be at home. And Udinese stayed draw against Verona 1-1 in first match at home. They won versus 2-1 Inter in away game. They won against 1-0 Pisa in last away game. They have 7 points. They got a very good start to season. Milan won versus 1-0 Bologna at home, but they lost against 2-1 Cremonese in first match at home. Milan won versus 2-0 Lecce in away game. My dear friends, Milan got a good start to season. Nevertheless, they have 6 points. Last season, Milan won versus Udinese 4-0. I feel in that way, Udinese will force Milan significantly. But just by 1 goal margin, I want to take a chance to Milan for victory. Udinese 1, Milan 2 is my prediction for this game. Lazio-Roma. Lazio-Roma game ended up in 1-1 draw last season. And my dear friends, Lazio won versus Verona 4-0 at home. But Lazio got bad results in away games. They lost against Como 2-0 in first away game. Again, they lost against 1-0 Sassuolo in last away game. Roma lost against 1-0 Torino in last match at home. Surprisingly, before Roma won versus Pisa 1-0 in away game. They won against at the same time they won against 1-0 Bologna in first match at home. Roma has 6 points. Lazio have 3 points. In my opinion, Lazio is seeming a little bit closer to victory than Roma. This is my opinion. But Roma is in good condition nevertheless, although their last defeat. My prediction is going to be draw because of that. Lazio 1, Roma 1. And Torino-Atalanta. Torino won versus Atalanta 2-1 last season at home. Torino won against Roma 1-0 in last away game. They stayed draw against 0-0 Fiorentina in last match at home. Torino lost against 5-0 Inter in first away game of Serie. Atalanta team won versus 4-1 Lecce in last match at home. Atalanta stayed draw against Parma 1-1 in away game, my dear friends. This is going to be so hard clash. I see that draw is possible in that game. Maybe 1-1 draw is seeming probable. But I don't know why. Just by 1 goal margin, I want to take a chance to Atalanta for victory. Torino 0, Atalanta 1 is my prediction for this game. Cremonese Parma. Cremonese is going to be at home. They got a good start to season. They won versus 3-2 Sassuolo at home. They won against 2-1 Milan in away game. Parma got a poor start to season. They lost against 2-0 Juventus and Cagliari in away games. They stayed draw against Atalanta 1-1 at home. Parma got back-to-back defeats in away games. Cremonese will want to make the advantage of playing at home. Parma won versus Cremonese 2-1 in the last away game played between of these two teams. But Parma need to take points from this game. Because of that, draw is going to be my prediction. Draw, my dear friends. Cremonese 1, Parma 1. And Fiorentina Como. Off. Fiorentina is going to be at home. Fiorentina got a very poor start to season. They couldn't get any victory. They stayed draw against Cagliari 1-1 in away game. They lost against 3-1 Napoli in last match at home. And my dear friends, they remained draw against 0-0 Torino in away game. Como is playing better at home. They won versus 2-0 Lazio at home. But Como lost against 1-0 Bologna in away game, my dear friends. Como is good and decent team. They are so dangerous team. They won versus Fiorentina 2-0 in away game last season. This is going to be so challenging game, my dear friends. But I feel in that way. This time, really that's enough. This is time to win for Fiorentina. They will win over against Como after a challenging game. Fiorentina 2, Como 1 is my prediction for this game. Inter Sassuolo, Sassuolo won versus Inter 2-1 in the last away game played between of these two teams. Sassuolo won versus Lazio 1-0 in last match at home, but they lost against 3-2 Cremonese in away game, my dear friends. Inter won versus 5-0 Torino in first match at home, but they lost against 2-1 Udinese in last match at home, my dear friends. Again, Inter lost against 4-3 Juventus in last away game. They got a very poor start to season. I don't rely on Kivu as a manager. He is so inexperienced and novice manager, in my opinion. But really that's enough. Inter is strong team. This is time to win for Inter over again. They will get back to winning ways. Inter 3, Sassuolo 1 is my prediction for this game. Napoli-Pisa, this is the last match of the week. Pisa have just 1 point. They are one of the weakest elements of Serie. They are seeming to get to relegate, in my opinion, this season. They lost against 1-0 Roma at home. They lost against 1-0 Udinese at home. They stayed draw against Atalanta 1-1 in first away game. Napoli won all the games. They got a very good start to season. They won versus 3-1 Fiorentina in away game. They won against 1-0 Cagliari at home. They won against 2-0 Sassuolo in first away game of Serie. Napoli is way more better team than Pisa. But Pisa will force Napoli a little bit. Nevertheless, Napoli will win over against Pisa. Napoli 2, Pisa 0 is my prediction for this game. All my predictions like this match day 4 games of Serie. You can subscribe to my channel, watch my videos. And please click on the like button. It makes me so glad. See you on my next videos, my dear friends. Bye!